Hello and welcome back, connoisseurs of Crusader Kings 3, friends of the channel and newcomers alike. We are playing the life of Petty King Ordgar of Cornwall the Good. We were trying to decide between this Norseman here and our other main excellent candidate. Let's just get right back into that, because once we do, we're going to go to Wolf Waru's hunt, down in the south on the Isle of Wight. This guy's younger and equally excellent, so we have two excellent choices. This guy is speedier but less defensive, and this guy is slower but more defensive. I think we're going to take Edmund. We're going to take Edmund. Not because I have anything against the Norseman, he's serving as a good knight, but because he's younger, like 10 years younger, and I think I value the defense more than the speed, so that is good. There is no way to avoid this without paying for a forest guide, and then we should be able to easily change our route. So we go here, here. That's fine. If they want to do that little wiggle at the end, we're not gonna we're not gonna get mad about that. So we're gonna go down to this hunt. We still get there in time. It's only 11 gold. That's plenty. A great expenditure of gold. Very efficient, very nice. Let's get down there and hunt. Plus, we want to improve our relations with her. We're literally swaying her to improve our relations. So a hunt is a great idea. Oh, it's falconry. I don't really do falconry hunts, but of course, she's a woman, so she would hold falconry hunts because they're the only ones she can participate in. That's really cool. I get to do falconry, and I never do them. I have this thing, I mentioned it much earlier on, where I always want to do falconry because I think it's cool. But I always do the Venator first because of the health boost, and then I never get to the point where I feel like I've done enough Venator to switch over to falconry. It's just a thing I have. I gotta pick a leader in the future who just does falconry because they like it, and just make that their thing so I can actually do some. Let's get out there. I don't care that we're gonna fail. We're having all of our birds out. That's cool. I just got a new bird. Literally, last episode, I got a bird from that event where you, like, find the bird in the trees. It's probably still a baby, but, I mean, it's been some years. Countess Wolfwaro's Game Master signaled the party to hush. We've arrived at the release spot. From our vantage point, we can see several sandy hares in the plain up ahead. It's time. It's okay that we don't succeed, by the way. I'm just glad to be out here with our birds. That's just a different thing to do. I watch excitedly as my hawk identifies a target and takes wing from its watch. Soaring high in the air, the hares are none the wiser. As my hawk scans the ground from far above, time and time again my hawk swoops for a kill but misses, retreats, or only grazes its target. After hours of attempts, the game have all but disappeared. The hawk is near exhausted and the light is fading. Hey, that's okay. Listen, we came out here to have a good time and to play with our birds. And I am very happy to have come out here and done this. This is great. You seem so disappointed, but I mean, look, you brought your king out. We had a day out. We played with our birds. Seems like a perfect situation to me. I don't know. I understand why you'd be disappointed, but I'm not. I am glad that we came out here for this. Thank you for inviting me to a hunt. Seriously, that was cool. Probably should play with my birds more. And we're going on our twisty path back. The procession is ground to a halt. A stone's throw away from Newbury. I look over and see my courtier pawns dismounted and intently staring at something on the ground. It is an ant path. I'm not taking over his guide. Dude. It's fine. It's fine. I like the forest when I'm so close to home that I can literally see it. It's cool. We'll let the ants walk by. We made it home. We're getting closer and closer. We should reprice this just to see what the actual cost of this is going to be. I'm just going to ignore the fact I can do another hunt because that would just be... This is blacksmiths, barracks, and suitable terrain. I don't think any of the things I've built help with a horse race. We want to participate. We continue. I mean, we could lessen the value of the prizes. The purpose of this really isn't isn't to get prizes. It's to get fame. I don't know if I want to lessen the value of the prizes. That's 400 though. Feels like it was it's more expensive. Maybe creating a great stable and becoming famous for horse races is something we're gonna have to do after we become king. This is very, very expensive. It's very difficult to achieve our other goals while we're spending this much money. It's still very far off. Still very, very far off. Since it's so far off, we're gonna hold the hunt. Because we need this. This is our highest priority, and the hunt especially if we can actually succeed at the hunt and get the kill, the hunt will do a great job of furthering our goal. Is this helping? It's not helping. So we're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna just lower this down. But I think maybe, I'm not sure. But still, we're holding hunts in order to gain prestige to prove our right to be king. So they should be big hunts, right? So what if we do this? Much more prestige. We get lots of people. We're like, all the other hunts were like private events, but now that we've gotten into the pattern of hunting, I think we hold an actual like domain-wide hunt. Everyone is invited to this hunt. Everyone. Let's see who's on our guest list. Pretty much everyone. I'd love to put extended family in this just on the chance that it catches my uncle. It catches my uncle! Yes, I want my uncle to come for sure. That's great. So I wanted to manually invite him to this hunt, and I wanted to manually invite him to the last hunt just in case he shows up. He is a hunter now, which is good. I'm glad he got that trait in his own, because I was going to try to get him to come to my hunts to force it so he'd come to more of them. But this is that's a great reason to extend the size of this hunt. I'm very glad about this. We can just role play it that because the hunt is such a big affair that he decided to come, and then in the future we can start manually inviting him to our smaller hunts, and he may come because he's a hunter. That's great. That is something I've been really hoping to happen that I just never really either remembered at the right time or just been able to take place. And the fact he's coming this time really pleases me. I said at the beginning he's somebody I wanted to develop a relationship, and I kind of not been able to find a time for it or a way, because it's hard to sway him because we're so different. But this is just 100% happy about that. Very, very happy about that. So we're heading out to our hunt. Like, it's gonna be a good time. Starting 49% without anything even selected. It's gonna be a long wait because he's got to cross the sea, but I'm okay with that. Really, we're just accumulating money and preparing for the future at this time. There's not a lot of things that are changing. We're gonna put this into the position where we can see these though. All right, it then assembles the party as the sun rises over the camp in forest near Newbury after piercing together I should have changed him to my befriend target. Dang it, almost perfect. There is some talk about the tracks and fumes nearby, so we are getting ready for the hunt. Let's check our guest list. He did make it. He is here. That's great. Let's get out there. I am really excited that he came, because that increases the possibility that I can get him to come to my next feast. Does this... I don't want this. I don't want to... There's no good choice here. I don't want to lessen his opinion. I mean, I can validate this because we did say we wanted to switch to learning, and we are a learning family. So I think we're going to do the fascinating what flower. We've talked about it. We've done it a few times in the past, and I'm perfectly happy to take the stress to not make our relationship with our uncle worse. It's going to hurt this, but barely, and we're going to hit 80%. I'm pretty sure. We almost always do. So they want us to do the hard ride. It's stress, but we'll probably clear all our stress at the end anyway. I think we're gonna do the hard ride for the prestige. My wife is here as a observer. That's neat, because we brought everybody. Damn it. Trying to impress my uncle. Can't even catch the frickin' wolf. Guys, so disappointed. 78% chance. How do we fail a 78% chance, guys? Guys. Yeah, I'm disappointed in me too. I am so disappointed in me. Well, every participating glory hound gets a little bit. He's not a glory hound though, so that didn't succeed at any of the things I wanted to do. I guess it gave us some hunter experience. I guess it taught us that he's a hunter now so we can get him to come. That was I guess he likes us more than he did before. Yeah, okay. Also hunter, also forgiving. Forgiving is a virtue. Personal diplomacy, illustrious. Okay. Okay, he's still... I think that's good. I'm okay with that. I'm a little disappointed, but... You know, things happen. Things happen. Let's keep running it. I'd love to hold a feast and invite him to that. If we can. I don't know when it's going to come up. 8 months from now, so a feast is the most likely thing we're going to do. It's just the grand tournament thing is just going to have to be something we do as a king. We got to have things to do as a king, right? Because we're just not going to get there right now. That's clear from just the situation that we're just not going to get there now. Okay, it's all fine. So what else do we want to do? We should start talking about our future intent. Brittany, we will only attack with the permission of the Pope, which I don't think he's going to give us anytime soon. We don't care about places over in Europe. That's not really who we are. I mean, if this territory of our uncle got attacked, we would definitely support him because we're allies, but we would like to have supported him anyway. I've been putting this off for a long time, but it's still got 16 years. We'll put it off a bit longer. We make pretty good money considering how bad we are off here and how early in the game it still is. So Brittany, I don't think we're going to do anything about. We don't have any great desire to like conquer all of the island, right? We're not a Pendragon character, although we might eventually become a Pendragon style character with one of our future heirs, but we are not right now that. There's no point in clicking this because it's just not going to do it. Have any of the people with claims on the territory changed their mind? Let's take a look and see. Not much has changed, and we don't have many tools to get people to come to our court right now. This guy's his vassal. He's never going to do it. And we can't press claims of women when a man is in charge, so these guys... That's actually... -30 isn't terrible. You know, we might be able to make that happen eventually. His son is obviously not going to do it. The other two guys up there, they're twins. One of them, either one of them doing it would get us this claim, but obviously his son won't. Yeah, I mean, it's not unreasonable that we might find a claim here someday, but it's definitely not something we can do right now. It is a thought for the future, not a thought for today. So that pretty much leaves us no place, right? We're still no place with getting this land from England, so we'll just pass that up. We have enough money for a feast, I think. Nope, that's a grand tour. Oh, another grand tour. Interesting. I mean, we could do a grand tour for funds. We've never done anything except a Majesty tour, because I think we're a little bit too proud to ask for money from our vassals normally. I mean, that's more a Dunmara thing, though, right? Like, we could do a taxation tour. I think it's just too expensive. So many vassals now, we probably can't even do everybody. It feels like the grand tour should happen after. Yeah, I think we do the grand tour after, so that's fine. I think we're gonna wait for the feast. Anything else we want to do right now, though? Are there other people that we might want to help out? People we consider to be, like, culturally similar to? This will help us a lot. That should help us a lot. Yeah, that pushed us up to 8 gold. That's a pretty significant amount, to be honest. Especially at our development and at infrastructure level. The only other Breton people that still exist are the Cumbrians, and they seem to be... They're not... I wouldn't say they're doing okay, but they still exist. Right? I mean, they still exist. That's good on them. This all up here is just crazy. Germany has taken a whole bunch of Alba. That's not great. Yeah, I don't think we have any war desires right now. Let's take a look at the world for a bit. We have West Francia. We have a strong Aquitaine here. That's interesting. Lotharingia we have a Germany in place. Bavaria is doing fine. Poor Bulgaria basically exists. Wallachia has come up from the depths of time and started to make its presence known. We have Italia, a little papacy right there, still in the same place as always, with the big Italia above it. We have Leon. That's different from the last time we looked. This was all shattered before. The Muslims down here in Al-Andalus are all just shattered as well. The big empires, the Abbasids, have sort of I don't know. I think that they're pretty small now. I would say I would expect them to be bigger. They're probably in a decline. They still have 10,000 troops though. That's a thing. Byzantine Empire has 6,000 troops. I'm surprised there's no conflict here. Nobody has done anything with Khazaria yet, which is interesting. We have White Russ here. But as always, the Norselands are a mess, but Denmark is looking pretty good. And we have a proto-Sweden up here. All right, the world is doing quite well, you know? So, Faverden gained some... My wife is helping me gain relationships with people who already like me so much that they probably can't drop their like. But that's fine. One more stewardship perk, and we will get rid of one of our 2 domain problems, and one more stewardship perk after that, and we will get rid of 2 of our domain problems. Then we will be clear until our sons grow. We should check out our sons. Oh. What? That's actually not that bad. There's a lot of worse traits than Craven. Craven doesn't affect the thing he most needs to be good at as a diplomat, so that's fine. He's probably not going to be much of a warrior. Clearing. Several months ago, Thane Beldros began clearing land in the forests of Tintagel to prepare for settlement. Trees uprooted, paths are cut, and the ground is swaled. Beldros has now written Steward Cuthred to request that his levy duties be reduced, being anxious to complete the works before next harvest. He hopes to instead recruit soldiers for labor. Reduced levies? It only affects Cornwall, of course. Gives us some development growth. The entirety of Cornwall could do with that? I don't think so. I think that if it's the exact same trait, it is absolutely a bad idea. It's less. Increased troop levy? We don't need the troop levies. No, we will let him do his project. That's alright. The amount of levies that's going to cost is going to be basically nothing. It's going to affect just Cornwall. That's going to be our feast right there. Let's plan this thing. Let's confirm it. Let's do it here. I think our honorary guest. Let's close this. Let's look at our guests. Let's put extended family, see if we can get him to come. No, but we might be able to directly invite him if it's not the opinion we're chasing, it's the prestige, so we're going to increase the complexity of the dishes. We're going to have one heck of a feast. The honorary guest, I would have liked it to have been my uncle if I could pull it off. Is there anybody else? I could do another one for her. People are going to start thinking that I'm chasing her, though, if I do that. Anybody else down here? Might be worthwhile. The guardian of my children. I mean, she's doing a good job. Right? So we could do this. Another good choice would be the old man. He's not traveling anymore. He's not going to be in the party. My best friend here. Alan's younger son, Alan's older son. We could do nobody. We could do the bishop. That's a great idea. We're going to do the bishop because he's new. He doesn't like us that much. So we're going to do the bishop. That is a perfect person to do this for. Great. So let's start the feast. Pause. He's at war. He's at war. So I can't request he come. That's fine. That's fine. There's a lot of wars in France. This is the way things are. Our uncle can't come because he's at war. So let's go out and do this. This will probably be the event, or we'll be so close after this event that, like, we'll be just waiting on a little bit of ticking. What a lovely time ahead of us. Yep. We're going to have a great feast. I could try to befriend somebody. Is there any good befriend targets here? Her. I think that's a good befriend target. We said we wanted to increase our relationship with her. Okay, Countess Wulfwaru has been elevated to the screen of important people. We got Lord Cuthred, Earl Adelwulf, our best friend, and of course our honorary guest. Getting personal. In our latest correspondence, my vassal Lord Sifrim made a mention in passing about the subtleties of court intrigue, as if the subject would interest me. These letters are supposed to be strictly diplomatic in their nature, but of course, they sometimes dip into more personal topics. I'm gonna be kind to him, you know. I don't mind that. I don't mind the fact that we're having some private conversation mixed in with our work. The latest letter from my vassal, Lord Sifri, included a whole passage about intrigue. I had no idea he was this interested in such things. It might have started off as just indulging him, but I might be in too deep to back out now. Oh, I may have made a mistake. In our recent correspondence, my vassal Lucifer has shown a shameful lack of understanding of intrigue. So he talked to me about a topic that he knew nothing about, but I also knew nothing about it. So we just sort of came out here and wonderful. And some free prestige. What more could you ask for when you're this close to becoming a king? Welcome, friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here today celebrating my coming coronation. It has taken much of the evening to get myself close to Countess Wulfwaru without making it feel forced. After all, the best friends are natural, and I want her to think this is spontaneous. By Saint Colmasil exhorts my maybe friend, barely disguising a belch. That was a heavy course, and so soon after the last weighty one, it simply sits too heavy in the stomach. I simply cannot believe that the servants expect to keep serving their masters working this poorly. You do realize this is my feast, right? None of these choices are really any good. I mean, we're here to make friends with her, so we might as well just... Yeah, these are no good. We're just gonna end up having to take the top one, I think. If we switch to less, we get a little bit of prestige, but I think we're gonna roll the bones. All these options are good, so... We became friends with her, so we succeeded at our intent. Ah, great. We are going to, of course... This is a chance to be seen with the great and the good. That is why we held it. That is why we're here. Our glory is widely known. We are only money away from our coronation now. That is all we need. It is such a pity to see my friend Istil. Such a joy to see my friend Istil. Once again, we eat, drink, and sing together as if no time has passed since we last parted. I'm already friends with the tutor. I forgot. That happened last episode. All right, what would life be without her? Indeed. Just like our grandfather, we are developing very good relationships with all the people here. This is Earl Edelwulf's court physician. He is a guy I barely know. No, please do go on is diplomacy and learning for a while. I think we'll do that. I don't need that physician to be my friend. And then we are going to give a toast to our bishop. The entire reason we brought him here was to toast his health. Improved her diplomacy skill. That's great. Few candles survive after the last guest has left. I can hear a pair of servants letting out sighs of relief after the doors close. The food is still warm on the ceramic plates. Very nice. Great feast, everyone. Great feast. Thank you all for coming. And we will definitely take Eager Reveler and finish the feast. We are now an Eager Reveler, which means we're going to need to do a lot of hunts because we've got to watch our weight in the future. Otherwise, we will eat. Yeah, it only gives us intrigue, but we don't care about that. We did it because I think that it will help us in the future with keeping our realm good and solid, making friends all around. We are now exalted among men. As I said before, the only thing we await is money. Do we want to try to talk the Pope into giving us money? We might be able to actually succeed at that. It's only a 20% chance to sway the Pope. What is our chance to learn his language? It's still 61%. This is a much higher chance of succeeding. I think we're going to do this. We don't need to sway the Countess anymore because we are now her friend. Things are definitely better than they were before. We're going to get the stewardship pretty soon. It is starting to look like it. We're going to push a little bit this episode again because although we're at 30 minutes, if we can become king today, we would love to become king today. Oh, I don't want to turn the time up though. That's not how we push. How we push is waiting for money, trying to think of what we could do to make money. Any other sources of money around? I don't think so. Well, we might just have to wait then. We might just have to wait. There's not a lot of reason to just continue the, our youngest son is sick. We're going to make him learning focused as we said we would, and we're going to find him a guardian who is learning focused because the intent is that we give him to the church. I would actually like to give him to an actual member of the church, if we can. Our bishop just is not good enough to do the job. I wonder if any of the neighboring bishops are. How is your bishop, sir? Is your bishop good? No, that's not what a bishop looks like. Oh. They won't let me do this, will they? He'd never do this. I know he won't do it, but I gotta do it anyway. I gotta do it anyway, right? Like, yeah, of course not. But he might have someone in his court worth doing. Who's this guy? Yeah, he's just... I mean, he's a high almoner. That is a religious position. The Lombard, though. I love the idea of training my son to be a priest in the court of the Pope, even if I do have to take a guardian who's not so great. And we do get the plus with him if we pick a guardian from his court. This is interesting. It does match what I was hoping to do. I think we do this. It makes sense. We have this respectable high almoner here. You know, he's of a house. It's an obscure house, but at least he's a noble. And he can train our son in the courts of Rome in order to one day become a monk. I think that's a valid plan. Excellent. Of course, the opinion went to the other guy, but that's fine. I thought it went to the other guy. I just for a second thought it would go to the Pope. It's fine. We're so close. I don't know if this is better than a sway. I think the sway will tick fast. Oh, no. He is now happy enough with us to give us money. Level of devotion, opinion of me, virtuous traits. Okay. We ask for gold from the Pope. We go, most holy, we need money in order to finally complete our grandfather's purpose, the holy man Dumnarth of Cornwall, to create a great kingdom in far-off Britain. Please help us with funding so that this goal can become a reality. And the Pope agrees After we send our child to his court in order to be trained to one day become a priest, specifically want to restore the Kingdom of Cornwall. We have everything we need. We're gonna click on this button, and we are the Cornish King. It's our Cornish. Oh, look at this. This is ugly. Why? Oh well, everything can't always be good, right? Our best friend is here. Want to see our new king? We also have Cornish Kingdom restored. One of the things you can do in this is you can take the title The Trojan, but we are not going to take the nickname The Trojan because we are going to keep the good. The good is a great name for us, so we're just going to hold on to it, which means we're going to take the full prestige and become a king, and then we will let them see their new king, and then we will put up our banners. We will put the Cernu House banner behind us, and the Peardain banner beside us, and we are now the King of Cornwall. We did it. It's been a long journey, but we're here. We are here. Let's just go over to here and look in at our friend, the King of Cornwall. Here's some of his courtiers. Many of these people are recognizable as part of our little adventure. Some of them are not as recognizable, but that's okay. Overhead view, elevated view, and then here we are. Our bishop whispering in our ear. Our wife, newly a queen, and we sit upon our throne. Get this Norse Catholic guy standing right next to us with his amazing shield. And here we are. All hail the King of Cornwall. Next time, we will do our very, very, very first court, and then we will decide what our goals are as a king, how we're going to establish things, who gets what titles, and everything else that needs to be done. It is entirely exciting. Oh, there's still so much more to do. And I hope you join me for it as King Ordgar's plans start to solidify more and his intents become more obvious. There's probably going to be a slight change in one of his major behaviors related to pilgrimages. I'm probably going to start including worldly pilgrimages to represent his switch to a scholarly mindset as he plans to build the great university, if not in his lifetime, in the lifetime of his sons. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next adventure of King Ordgar of the Kingdom of Cornwall. Bye for now.